This is CBC Sports Night.
The Pride made easy work of the Marooners at Windward. The Winter Olympics begin tomorrow, and the Cavs suffer a meltdown as LeBron James and the team owner have a fallout. All next on Sports Night. Good evening. If you're a midweek edition of Sports Night, I'm Anne-Marie Burke. And we begin with cricket news where ICBL Barbados Pride have extended their unbeaten streak in the Regional Super 50, destroying the combined campuses and colleges Marooners by a whopping 184 runs this evening at the Windward Cricket Ground. Batting first, Pride posted 254 for 6 off their 50 overs. Shea Hope had a knock of 102 and was assisted by Roston Chase with 72. Ryan Hines was the pick of the bowlers, taking 2 for 22 for the Marooners. In reply, the Marooners fell for just 71 thanks to 3 wickets from Shamar Holder and 2 apiece from Ashley Nurse and Suleiman Ben. Here's a look at the Marooners' innings. Having lost the early wickets of Ore Williams and Kajoran Otley, the CCC were in further trouble when Kishan Otley top-edged this one into the gloves of keeper Shea Hope. The score 22 for 3. That brought Ryan Hines to the crease and he would impress. But that would be after they lose another wicket. Kyle Corbin caught by wicketkeeper Hope. Shamar Holder claims the second. Corbin made 10. The score 26 for 4. Hines then came to the party, dispatching Holder to the ropes, well-timed and played. 3 balls later, he timed this one even better, a maximum 6. It will be the only one of the innings. But the wickets continue to fall around him. Vikash Mohan skies this delivery and Holder takes a beauty of a catch. Mohan made 7. CCC now 57 for 5. And soon 58 for 6. As Jamil Stewart made the same mistake as Mohan, this time Kemar Roach gets under it. Stewart walks back to the pavilion with his duck behind him. Ashley Nurse then introduced a slower pace and it paid dividends. Carlos made it right into the hands of Roach to be the 7th wicket to fall. 66 runs on the board. Nurse will strike again, this time orchestrating Hines' departure, signed and sealed by Carlos Brathwaite, who took the catch. Hines a decent 32. The CCC 71 for 8 and in the deep end of things. Kiran Kotoy did not help the cause. He was stumped for a duck. The score still on 71. And then it was all over. OJ Shields given LBW to Suleiman Ben. CCC all out for 71 in 32.3 overs. The Pride win by 184 runs. Meanwhile, in the ongoing game at Kensington Oval, Hampshire were bowled out by the Windward Volcanoes for 200 off 48.2 overs. Jimmy Adams top scored with 83, while Shane Shillingford took 4 for 32. In reply, the Volcanoes are 122 for 2 after 20 overs. Now, BDF Sports program remained in the top position in Zone 3 of the Williams Equipment Preseason Football Cup after defeating Empire in the first game at Friendship Ground last night. However, there were position shifts for the remaining 3 teams after Waterford Compton lost to Notre Dame 3-1 in the second game. CBC's Kamal Haynes reports.
In this game, leaders BDF Sports program in the fluorescent green and black kit taking on 3rd place Empire. A reckless tackle in the 18-yard box awards BDF a penalty kick in the 30th minute. Omani Leacock steps up to the challenge and sends the keeper in the wrong direction to put BDF 1-0 up. Fast forward to the 61st minute, BDF still hungry for goals remain on the attack. And with no real pressure on the striker, Leacock makes light work of the defense, then finds the cross as he easily collects his second of the night. 2-0 to BDF. Empire were struggling in all areas, especially their defense, and it showed. Jelani Kelzer was practically handed an easy opportunity in the 92nd minute, and he capitalizes as BDF beat Empire 3-0. Now to the second game between bottom of the table Notre Dame and second place Waterford Compton. Azarel Crony fires a deflected shot which beats the keeper to put the Dames 1-0 up in the 32nd minute. It only took 3 minutes later for Notre Dame to score a second, thanks to a lovely through ball which finds Dwayne Mars. And with all the time in the world, he places it to the right of the net. Waterford Compton fighting to keep their second spot, but failed to capitalize on the open opportunities. Dames would go on to take the game 3-1 and move to second spot with 4 points, one above Waterford Compton, who now sit in third. Kamal Haynes, CBC Sports.
BDF Sports Program have a 3-point lead at the top of Zone 3 on 7 points, ahead of the second place Notre Dame, while Waterford Compton edges Empire Club on third by goal difference, with both teams on 3 points. Well, we take a break here, but coming up, Tama House Falls going for the 4-peat at Foundation Sports. And welcome back to Sports Night. Now, Lynch are the new champions at Christchurch Foundation's House Sports. Today at the National Stadium, Lynch dethroned 3-time defending champions Talma, with Lynch totaling 708 points. Innis were actually second with 678, Talma third, and they were followed by Wellington and Skeet Houses. The senior victor Ludorum is Nathan Harper of Wellington. He had 83 points, while the senior victor Ludorum is Hannah Connell of Innis with 84. CBC's Kamal Haynes reports on the 4 and 100 meters.
We start with the boys on the 15-400 meters. Off the line in a flash and down the stretch in a hurry is Kobe Hudson of Talma, running in lane number 4 and stamping his authority in the early. Fast forward to the final 100 meters, none other than Hudson, way ahead of the pack with only the clock now to challenge. And he challenged well, breaking the record of 59.04 seconds set by John Haynes back in 2012 on this very same day to finish in 55.98 seconds. Second went to housemate Carl Garnett, while Gabriel Boyce of Lynch took third. The girls on the 17 saw Rhea Sobers of Wellington in lane 8 leading the race in the early stages, but on the final stretch she was nowhere to be found as housemate Kyla Cummins brought it home in 1 minute, 0.41 seconds ahead of Leilani Haddock of Talma in second and Dominic Wood third. The boys on the 17 saw Sachin Cox of Talma in lane 6 battling Jaden Jackman of Lynch in 7, but the two were reeled in on the home stretch. Crawford Wallace of Skeet passed the two as though they had stopped, easing to the finish in 55.92 seconds. Silver went to Aquan Wave of Innis, while Cox took third. To the big girls, the under 20s, and Hannah Connell of Innis clearly was the crowd's favorite. Running in lane 5, she was off to a good start, but good wasn't enough as Chloe Lucas of Lynch showed she was better, running down the final stretch in lane 4 to finish in 58.16 seconds. Connell took second in 59.37, while Rosette Hoyt of Lynch finished third in 59.70. The boys on the 20s got off to a fiery start with no clear winner up until the final 100 meters, which saw Delano Wickham of Skeet large and in charge and breezing to the finish in 48.77 seconds, while Raheem Tate Best of Innis edged out Brandon Hoyt of Wellington for second in a very close finish. Now to the highly anticipated 100-meter events to see the fastest boys and girls throughout the school. We start with the under 13 girls, and it was a ding-dong battle between Shantia Morris of Lynch, who held on for the gold in 13.58 seconds, and Kelicia Downs in second in 13.71, while Sage Hunt finished third. The boys on the 13-100 was hard to decide onto the final 40 meters, which saw Lynch House taking all 3 spots, with Daniel Duncan in lane 6 winning in 13.65 seconds, followed by Christian Al second and Carry-On Harris third. The under 15 girls saw a slight mix-up between Sapphire Stevens and Kiara Hunt in lanes 5 and 6 respectively, but Charian Alexander of Lynch in lane 3 was the main focus, finishing in 13.96 seconds, while Hunt finished second and Nail Hunt third, both of Tama. The boys on the 15s had record breaker Kobe Hudson as the favorite, and he pulled through to live up to expectations, winning in 12.38 seconds, while Shea Prescott of Lynch took silver and Kyle Garnett of Tama bronze. The under-17 girls race saw a fight to the very finish between lanes 5 to 7, but Jalaya Denny of Lynch in 7 did enough to edge Lilani Haddock of Tama with a time of 12.66, while Haddock came home in 12.69 and Kyla Cummings of Wellington third in 12.72. The under-17 boys, however, wasn't that hard to decide, as John Pierre Hines in lane 6 of Innis stole the show in 11.35 seconds, ahead of housemate Saviola Thomas in second and Crawford Wallace third. Now to the big girls in the under-20s, and all eyes on Hannah Connell of Innis, who wanted her revenge. And what better way to do it? Breaking her old record of 12.18 to finish in 12.17, way ahead of the pack. Chloe Lucas of Lynch took second, while housemate Rosette Hoyt finished third. The boys on the 20s wasn't as easily decided as the girls, but it was Brendan Hoyt of Wellington to finish in 10.92 seconds, edging Laquan Trotman of Tama in second in 10.97, and Jamil Miller to be finished third in 10.99 seconds. All in all, the foundation girls looked ready to defend their titles, while the boys seemed up to the challenge to possibly dethrone the St. Michael's School. Kamal Haynes, CBC Sports.
Barbadian triathlete Matthew Wright is gearing up and putting in the necessary work for the Commonwealth Games in the Gold Coast, Australia this year. The 25-year-old, who is based in Canada, is back home to prepare for his first event of the season, the Camtree America's Cup, as part of his overall preparations for the Commonwealth Games, which are set for April the 5th.
The training's been going really well for the past couple of weeks. I now have 2 training partners down from Canada because I'm based in Canada, but obviously the weather isn't very good for training up there at the minute. So I have 2 friends coming down. My coach is actually flying in today to do a little week preparation with me, because we have a big America's Cup, like a professional triathlon race here in 2 weeks' time, February 18th at the Spring Garden. So 2 of them, the athletes, are coming to prepare. My coach wants to prepare me for that race, so that'll be the beginning of my season. And then I'm heading to Australia, to Brisbane, to join a training group up there to prepare for 5 weeks going into Australia, going into the Commonwealth Games, because obviously Australia, the time zone, times difference and all that stuff, you know, it affects me a bit. So I want to be able to have a good few weeks running before the race which is April 5th.
And here are some of the events happening tomorrow, February the 8th. The Winter Olympic Games in Pyeongchang will be aired live on TV8 from 8 a.m. Then the Super 50 match, Ghana Scorpions versus Jamaica Scorpions in Antigua, will be aired live on MCTV's ESPN from 2 p.m. The girls' school basketball goes into day number 6 with 4 games at various venues across the island. And the BFA Preseason Cup continues with a double-header at Market Hill from 7 p.m. That's Sports Night, the Wednesday edition. I'm Anne-Marie Burke. Good evening.